Ready? On.
Township of Edison Zoning Board of Adjustment, regular meeting of September 16th, 2025 is now in session. Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975 has been provided by the annual notice published in the News and Tribune on December 13th, 2024, has been posted in the main lobby of the municipal complex on December 18th, 2024. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Bignell? Here. Ms. Shaw? Here. Mr. Ayat?
Here.
Mr. Chabra?
Here.
Mr. Patel?
Here.
Mr. Schneider?
Here.
Mr. DeVay?
Here.
Mr. Siddhartha?
Here.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Here.
And Chairman Kumba?
Here. Madam Secretary, minutes for consideration.
Minutes for August 26, 2025 for approval.
What's the board's pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Sadada, second by Mr. Schneider. Roll call, please.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Siddhartha?
Yes to the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes to the motion.
And Chairman Kumba?
Yes on the motion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We have one announcement for this evening. KZ8 2024 ultimate collision at 1115 Route 1 will not be heard this evening. It will be carried until November 18th, 2025 with no renotice required. If you're here for this case, Z8 2024 ultimate collision at 1115 Route 1, it will be heard on November 18th, 2025 with a meeting beginning at 7 p.m. here in council chambers. If you received a notice, you will not receive another notice. This will serve as your notice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a regular meeting of the Township of Edison Zoning Board of Adjustment. The board is composed of Edison Township residents appointed by municipal council who volunteer their time and service to the board. The municipal land use law requires that members successfully complete a land use training course administered by the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. This board also holds in-house training conducted by our board professionals. The zoning board abides by the provisions of the municipal land use law in addition to our board's bylaws. The zoning board is a quasi-judicial land use board, which differs from the township planning board. Under municipal land use law, board members are required to be impartial and are not allowed to discuss any case prior to being considered at a hearing. All applicants will have the opportunity to present their case before the board, along with the opportunity for board members and board professionals to question the applicant and their witnesses. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation of the case will open to the public. Residents within 200 feet of subject property will be heard, followed by residents from outside of 200 feet. All residents will be sworn in. They'll provide their name and address and be given 6 minutes to comment on the application being considered without the opportunity for rebuttal. Residents may ask questions of the applicant, the applicant's professionals and board professionals. The board requests that these questions are asked prior to any commentary beginning on the application. Once a commentary begins, the resident's timer will begin. The applicant will be allowed the opportunity for cross-examination of their witnesses. Under the law, the chair is allowed to stop any commentary which is repetitive or an attempt to filibuster the board. Further, the chair is allowed to stop any commentary that is irrelevant to the case or prohibited from the board's consideration. Once the public portion is closed, all public comments are ended unless new testimony is presented by the applicant. Following the closure of the public portion, the applicant will have the right of summation on their application. Following summation, the case will go to the board for a decision. This procedure has been followed by the board and is similar to the procedures followed by boards of adjustment statewide. The municipal land use law requires the board to engage in a balancing act and is not required to strictly apply township ordinances, zoning plan, or master plan. As a board of adjustment, variances are granted when appropriately necessary, following all legal considerations. As has been the case with prior boards, this board will see where we're at if we are still in session around 10:30 p.m. I ask that all applicants, professionals, and residents show respect to each other and be civil throughout all proceedings. I ask that you withhold applause, booing, or interrupting anyone while they are speaking. The chair will not tolerate any outbursts by applicants, professionals, or the public. Further, since most cases are being recorded by a court reporter, I ask the speakers do not speak over one another. Madam Secretary, first case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z13, 2025, Lake Home Renovations, LLC, at 17 Jean Place. Applicant is seeking bulk variances for the new construction of the single-family dwelling. The following standards have not been met. Minimum front yard setback required is 25 feet, proposed is 20.9 feet, and the minimum side yard setback required is 10 feet, proposed is 9.6 feet. Affected property is located in the RBB zone, designated as block number 556.03, lot number 12.01 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Good evening, Mr. Lavender.
Good evening. Is the mic on? Yep, it's on. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. Good evening. As chairman and members of the board, my name's Larry Lavender, and I represent the owner of 3 Longview Street in Edison, New Jersey. We're here, as was just stated, we're here to ask for 2 small variances to legalize the existing home that was built on the property. What my client is here tonight, and you can hear from him if you'd like to, briefly, what happened is he's a builder. He hasn't finished the property yet because the town has required him to stop. He measured wrong on 2 spots. One is the front yard. He measured from where the street ended, the grass began, to the front yard, which is 25 feet, but he didn't understand at the time that there was a 10-foot a parcel that the town owns, so he needed to start from the 10-foot. And then there's a side yard issue, which is much less, which is maybe 4 or 5 inches, and that is certainly de minimis. If you don't mind, if you'll bear with me, I'll read a few notes, and then I'll turn it over to the board for any questions. The applicant is requesting approval of the limited variance relief under NJSA 40:55D-70C1, which is a hardship, to legalize an existing single-family dwelling that was inadvertently constructed with minor deviations from the required front and side yard setbacks. The deviations are the result of good faith error on the part of my client, the builder, and correcting these issues through demolition or reconstruction would cause undue hardship without advancing the intent or purpose of the zoning ordinance. The side yard setback of roughly 4 inches deviation is certainly de minimis within the meaning of Davis Enterprises versus CARP, KARPF, 105 NJ 476 from 1987. This case recognizes that boards may grant relief for small technical deviations that do not undermine the zoning scheme. The marginal variance causes no discernible impact on the neighboring properties. Now, with regard to the front yard setback, the 5 feet differential, this is a bit larger, but it's modest in context. The home remains in the general alignment with neighboring structures, which preserves the visual and spatial character of the streetscape. The applicant did not willfully disregard zoning requirements. These deviations were the result of his own error, which he freely admits. The dwelling is already constructed largely, although there's been a stop, but it's largely constructed. And requiring a removal or reconstruction would impose a disproportionate hardship on the applicant compared to any minimal benefit from strict code enforcement. These circumstances, as stated, constitute exceptional practical difficulty within the meaning of the statute 40:55D-70C1. These variances will not negatively affect neighboring properties. Light, air, and open space are preserved. The requested relief will not create sightline or traffic hazards, nor impair the safety, health, or general welfare of the public. The deviations are consistent with the general development pattern of the neighborhood, where setbacks vary. And granting these variances is consistent with the zoning ordinance's intent, as the property remains in use or will remain in use as a single-family dwelling in full conformity with the permitted use of the district. With that said, for these reasons, my client respectfully submits that these requested variances are de minimis and ask that they be granted without substantial detriment to the public good or impairment of the zone plan. With that, I will answer any questions the board may have, or I can bring up my client to answer questions directly.
So I'm going to start with a very basic question.
Yes, sir.
Are you a licensed planner in the state of New Jersey?
I am not, and I don't mean my testimony to be in place of a planner, but
Because what you just issued was planning testimony.
I understand what it was. I'm not suggesting at all I'm a planner, but I did want to give the board an overview of what we all generally hear. None of this is new to any of us that practice in this area. The board is free to take my testimony or disregard it, but I do not state it to be a planner, but I do want to give, I did want to give that overview for the board's recommendation.
Okay. Does the board have any questions, Mr. Lavender? Mr. Schneider?
So as of today, how far along is the build?
With your permission, I'll bring up my client. He can answer a handful of questions or as many
Up
as
to
you'd
the
like.
chair?
That is up.
Yes,
Cool.
Your application.
I understand. Frank, come on up.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
And state your full name for the record?
Frank Desario. Deserio. You had a question for me, sir?
Yeah, so, I mean, can you take us through kind of the general timeline of this construction, where you left it and how that came to be that you noticed the mistake?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, basically, I'm a new builder as of 2024. This is the first house I've ever built from scratch. I know that there's rules and laws and things I have to get done. I thought I was taking care of everything, and this kind of slipped through. I knew there was a 25-foot setback. I didn't realize that once I put the curb and the sidewalk in that is not there, that took up the 10 feet, and I figured when I went 31 feet back, I had plenty of room. Again, I didn't calculate the 10 foot that the town required for the curb and the sidewalk and the easement and stuff like that. So it was totally an oversight on my part. When we started the project back, we broke ground on the project in April of 2024. Foundation was approved. I have all the inspections. I have all the approvals. That was done in July. Never thought about rechecking the setbacks until the house was fully constructed. The house was fully constructed as of last October. And we did most of the finished work up until January when we had to apply for something from the town to give me the approval to get the front curb appeal done with the sidewalks and driveways and this and that. I went to my mason and he says, you have to get this form approved from the town. Town came out and that's when I found out I was too close to the street.
So did you use a professional surveyor or somebody to tell you where to put the foundation?
I talked to a few. I figured with surveying, unfortunately, no. I didn't use a surveyor right off the bat. The house that we took down was a small Cape Cod or whatever. I measured basically where the grass area from the property and where it hit the street. That was the point where I measured. I thought with the survey I had with the blueprints, when we measured telephone poles versus sewer lids and back and forth where everything was located, I thought I had plenty of room, and apparently I didn't.
And then you mentioned that you got the foundation inspected. At that point, did they measure for the setbacks?
No. When people come out to check for foundations or framing or this and that, they don't check for setbacks. They look for the footings, obviously footings, rebar, if everything's the right heights, elevations, that kind of thing. They don't measure off the street. At least to my knowledge, they don't.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Ayotte.
When the foundation is built, when it's constructed and finished, the inspectors go out to inspect to make sure it's code compliant and it's okay for backfill. At that point in time, the builder is supposed to submit to me a foundation location. I'm the one that checks the foundation and the location of it to make sure it's compliant. It was never submitted. After that, the engineering department went out to do a grading inspection, plot and grading inspection, and they took the measurements and realized that there's some issue here, that there is a problem. It is over the front yard setback. The front yard setback is supposed to be 25 feet, and it was at 20 feet. That's when we notified construction, and they stopped the job on May 22nd. And that's when we went over the file that was submitted to me originally, showed that the house was going to be 26 feet setback. And when it was finally constructed, it was at 20 feet. So it's 5 feet over the setback. But the construction office does not measure setbacks. The surveyor does, and that's why we asked for a foundation location. Unfortunately, it was never submitted to my office.
So through the chair, do you mind if I ask a question?
Please,
So, so in May, you realized, and you said you stopped the job, but didn't you just testify that you completed construction in October?
Yes,
So what happened between May and October?
May of this year, right?
Yeah, May of 25.
Yeah.
They should have stopped work order from the...
We finished the house on October of 24.
So what happened between October and 24 and May of, you were just done? It was just, the house was just sitting there waiting for an inspection?
We were just doing interior finish work until January, when I actually talked to Jim, and he says, "No, you have to get this done. We should have done this already previously." And I'm like, "Oops." I didn't intentionally, put a house in the wrong spot. It was an oversight on my part. Jim knows I've been part of this township doing repairs on the Edison for years, getting permits, and I know all those rules. Well, this is a new step for me, where I had to I started a house from scratch, and I'm still learning, and I made a mistake.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman.
so you, part of your package, you submitted a survey, partial as-built survey dated December 27, 2024.
Yes.
So that's when this was done? The survey was done on the 24th?
Well, in December of 2024 was when we realized, we have a problem. So I called my engineer right away, and he says, "Listen, you got to get a surveyor out there to find out exactly where everything's located on this property, and then submit it and figure out what we need to do." That's when, who was it? Brunswick? Yeah, Brunswick Surveying came out. They did a whole property survey where everything's located on that, and then we submitted that, and, we started this process.
And then in reference to the characteristics of the neighborhood, I mean, you don't have a planner here, but is there any other houses in the area that are 20-foot setbacks?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Dabe.
who owns the property? Who owns the property?
I do.
So it's
My-
your,
my-
it's
my-
your, you, when did
company
you,
owns it,
when
yes.
did you buy the property?
2019.
And you have the property survey since then, correct? When you did the closing, you have the property survey attached with the deed,
I
correct?
did not.
You do not have the property survey with the deed?
No. When I purchased it, no. Not until I realized I wanted to.
All right, so there
build a
should be
house.
stakes for the property corners. Stakes should be on the ground, correct? How did you do the survey and laid the building?
When I had the survey done for the engineer had the survey done with whatever Brunswick Surveying, they mapped it all out and then plotted the house with the blueprints on that survey.
No, no, you
That's the first time I
submitted
had it,
the,
not when I purchased the house.
you submitted the site drawings, correct? Engineering drawings?
Yes,
Whoever prepared those site drawings must have done the survey. They must have staked out the building and installed the stakes at the four corners of the property.
okay.
So your survey, when you lay out the building, you should use those four corner posts and then lay out. You don't go by what the sidewalk, or where the curb is, what the grass line is. You go by the four corner posts of your property.
I know that now, yes.
Okay, now but it's too late now, no?
Well, for this structure, yes, it's too late.
Okay, so, I mean, we have a number of cases coming like that if you come before you build the property and ask for a variance, yeah, we both do consider variance based on the issues.
Right.
But you build it, ignore everything, and come after the fact and ask for the guys, oops, I made a mistake.
I didn't ignore it. I just, it's.
You should have hired the proper a surveyor to lay out your building, don't you?
It sounds like the perfect answer now, yeah.
Okay, so I do not know what your structure looks like. You have a garage in front,
Yes.
which is in non-compliance. You have 20 feet versus 25 feet, correct? That's the only area.
Yes. I think
Okay,
that's
what do you have on top of the garage?
a bedroom.
Do you have an elevation? Do you have any photos of front of the building?
No, not on me. All right, go.
I'm gonna ask the board for an adjournment. I see where this is going, and I don't like where it's going. I think it's gonna end up unfair for my client, so I'd like to come back with experts, and we'll give you all the testimony, pictures, et cetera, that you're looking for.
That's fine, but I'm just gonna add to just say that you should have done that on the first case.
Is that
okay?
directed to me or my client?
That's directed to you,
Why would it be directed to me? I'm not the
because you
applicant.
gave planning testimony.
You're-
Madam Secretary, can you please give some dates for when we can look for a reschedule?
We have October 21st available, if that is good for you.
October, what is it?
21st?
That's fine.
That's good? Okay. October 21st.
Okay, all right, so for anyone here present, for anyone listening at home, this case will be carried until Tuesday, October 21st, with meeting beginning at 7 PM here in council chambers. And thank you very much. No, I'm sorry, there's no public portion open right now. Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda. Oh, ma'am, I apologize, we'll give you a few minutes to set up. Ms. Barlow, you can come set up. You good? Okay. All right. Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z26, 2025, Hermit Bandery at 43 Silver Lake Ave. Applicant is seeking bulk and use variances to construct an addition to the existing single-family dwelling. The following standards have not been met. Max FAR required is 44%, proposed is 54%. Max lot coverage by building required is 40%, proposed is 50%. Affected property is located in the RB zone, designated as block number 343, lot number 5 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Good evening, Ms. Barlow.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members, board professionals. My name is Thomas Barlow. I'm an attorney with the law offices Lombardi & Lombardi, and this evening I'm representing Hemant Banderi, the owner of 43 Silver Lake Avenue. Mr. Banderi is looking to expand his current single-family house to accommodate his family. The property is in the RB zone. His lot, it seems like most of the lots in this area, are 5,000 square feet, 50 by 100 lots, where the current zoning is 7,500 square feet, creating an existing nonconformity. There are also nonconformities for lot width, 75 feet required, 50 existing. The front yard setback, 25 feet, 16 feet 7 inches existing. There are pre-existing nonconformities that are going to stay as part of this application. We meet the side yard setbacks and rear yard setbacks, so the building is not intruding on the neighbors. However, because of the size of the lots, the house with the addition, which will be 2,707 square feet, triggers a C variance for impervious lot coverage and a D4 variance for floor area ratio. I have two witnesses this evening, the applicant, Mr. Benderi, and because you do not want to get it from me, Mr. Dupont is here to offer planning testimony and engineering testimony if needed. Unless the board has any questions at this time, I would call the applicant, Mr. Benderi.
Board have any questions, Mr. Barlow? You may proceed, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Benderi, come forward. Is it okay if he sits next to me?
Absolutely.
Have a seat here. And you're going to state your name and spell your last name for the
Mr.
record.
Benderi, would you pull the microphone close to you? Okay, state, and would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name for the record.
Hamid Pandari, HEMANTBHANDERI.
May I proceed, Mr. Chairman?
Please do.
Thank you. Mr. Benderi, you're the owner of 43 Silver Lake Drive?
Silver Lake Avenue.
I'm sorry, Silver Lake Avenue.
Correct.
When did you purchase the home?
2004.
And who do you live there with?
My wife, my two daughters, and my parents.
How old are your daughters?
14 and 10.
So that's what, a high school freshman and a middle schooler?
High school and 5th grade.
Okay. And do they currently share a room in the house?
Correct.
Okay. You know approximately when the house was built?
I say 1912, over 100 years old.
Okay. And who do you work for, sir?
I work for Edison DPW
And how long have you worked for the Edison DPW?
since 2015.
And if the board were to act favorably on your application, what is it that you intend to do at 43 Silver Lake?
Just stay in Edison. I love Edison, so I'm going to stay in Edison. I'm not trying to sell the house. So.
Excuse me, Mr. Benderi, can you just bring the mic? Thank you so
You
much.
gotta speak louder.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. If the application, what is your intention? What do you want to do at the property?
Just gonna like expand a little bit so I can provide to my family because my two daughters need their own rooms. And my parents, so
Okay. And it's your intention, once the work's done, to stay in the house, obviously?
stay in the house, yes.
Okay. I assume the house, based on the age, it needs updating also?
Correct.
Okay. Did you consider moving instead of doing the addition?
So I can't move because I can't afford a house, first of all, 7 figures, and other side of town as an Edison DPW salary. So this is my best option to extend a little bit house and provide to my family.
So you want to update the house so you continue to live and work in Edison?
Correct.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the board about what you're proposing?
Got nothing to say.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know if the board has any questions for Mr.
Board have any
Benderi.
questions for Mr. Benderi?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman?
is there a basement with this addition?
Correct. It's unfinished, like partially finished, so
No, in reference to the new addition. Will that,
no,
so the new addition will have a basement?
no,
Okay, thank you.
Just to clarify, the current house has a basement, correct?
correct. Yeah,
And I believe you have an office down there and a bathroom.
bathroom, yes.
The rest of it's essentially unfinished?
Unfinished, yes.
And you understand that if the board were to act favorably on this application, I'm sure one of the conditions would be there can be no bedrooms, no living space in the basement,
Okay,
and you have no issue with
I
that?
got no issue with that.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Dave?
have you seen any other houses of 2,700 square feet on 5,000 lot in that neighborhood?
And I see one house, like, they built like a couple of years ago in Westminster. There's other house, they just built it top of the Silver Lake. It's off of Silver Lake. It's like 2,500 square foot house in there.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So we'll just hope Mr. Dupont did his homework. Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman?
how can you get this FRA down? Is there any way you can get it down?
If, I'm happy to address that, Mr. Vice Chairman, but could I have Mr. Dupont testify, and then perhaps after his testimony, if that's something we need to work on, we certainly can. And
Thank you.
I won't let Mr. Benderi leave, so he'll be here.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay. If the board doesn't have any other questions, I'll ask Mr.
We're good.
Dupont.
Great, thank you, Mr. Banderi.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we're going to be utilizing 2 exhibits that Mr. Dupont created. If he could hand them out, you think should have enough copies for each member of the board to have.
Okay, and these were not previously submitted?
No, they were not.
So we'll mark them as A1 and A2?
Yes,
Michelle?
sir.
Yes, we'll mark them as A1 and A2. Which one is A1?
A-
First
Fair enough. A1 should be the one that on the bottom talks about minimum lot area of 7,500 square feet. A2 would be the one on the bottom that talks about maximum lot coverage.
Mr. Dupont, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony to give this board to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And you have appeared before us prior. If you could please give the board a summary of your background qualifications.
Absolutely. I am a professional engineer in the state of New Jersey, as well as a licensed professional planner. I've served for the Borough of Carteret Planning and Zoning Board of Engineering for the past 28 years. I've been in front of this board, as well as boards throughout the state in both planning and engineering capacity.
And your license are current and good standing?
They are.
You may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, I would ask that you be qualified in both planning and engineering, just in case.
Without objection.
Thank you. Mr. Dupont, have you had an opportunity to review the plans in this matter?
I have.
If you'd be kind enough to take the board, just go over the project generally.
Okay, so the existing conditions, the property is 5,000 square feet. It currently has a single-family home on the site, which is 1,610 square feet. The house was built in 1912. It is outdated and needed some revisions and renovations. The applicant purchased that home in 2004, lives there with their family. It is currently a 2-bedroom home, and again, his family is outgrowing this home. So proposed conditions, the applicant's looking to update the existing structure and construct a 1,097 square foot addition. If you have the plans in front of you, it's the side of the existing dwelling and the rear. There's nothing coming forward. But it makes the total home 2,700 square feet. As you've heard, the addition will provide the additional room for expanded family. The existing home is a 2-bedroom. With the proposed addition, it becomes a 5-bedroom home. 1 bedroom for the applicant's parents, 1 bedroom for the applicant and his wife, 1 for each daughter, and 1 spare room. And that's the extent of the addition. Those result in 2 new variances. Maximum impervious coverage allowable in the zone is 40%. Proposed is 52%. FAR allowed 0.44. We are proposing 0.54. So from a planning standpoint, there actually are 3 existing violations too. I want to touch on it real quick. I'm sorry. Minimum lot size is 7,500 square feet with a lot width of 75. We have 5,000 square feet and a front width of 50. And the front yard setback for the existing dwelling is 16.7, and the requirement is 25. So I'm going to address both using a C2, flexible C2 analysis, and then we're going to have a discussion about C1 hardship as well. So for the impervious coverage, allowable is 40%. The applicant proposing the addition to the rear and the side is now up to 52%. But the addition will meet all setbacks. There'll be no further intensification of the front yard setback. There's no side yard setback violations and no rear yard setback violations. It should be noted that the property is located in the RB zone, which requires a 7,500 square foot lot. Our lot's currently 5,000. We looked at the areas of all the lots in the area within 200 feet. And that's your first exhibit. Exhibit number 1 with the 3 minimum lot area, lot width, and lot depth on the bottom of the sheets. There are 37 lots within 200 feet of our property. 32 of them do not conform to lot width and lot size. This is an older neighborhood. When it was developed, if you look at that map, it looks like it was developed with all 50 by 100 lots. It's a very consistent development pattern. The homes are very similar, and they're almost all 50 by 100. It appears that at some time, that zone was changed or altered somehow, to be 75 by 100, basically rendering all the existing lots in nonconformity. That being said, we looked at those lots, those 37 lots within 200 feet of our property. 26 of them are over on impervious coverage. Now, we did that calculation using Google Earth, but 26 out of the 37 are over on impervious coverage. That's 70%. As far as the FAR, so when we ask for this variance, the criteria is to demonstrate that the site can accommodate the problems associated with the proposed use of the larger floor area than permitted by ordinance. Here, the lot can accommodate it. The floor area ratio is 0.54. We have not violated any side yard setbacks, rear yard setbacks. We are providing adequate parking on site. We feel we can accommodate that. And again, we look at that lot area. If the lot was 7,500 square feet, the impervious coverage would be 0.26, well below, and the FAR would be 0.37. Not that that's the answer of all, but I'm just saying that if it was zoned consistently from the original development of 50 by 100, and it was a associated FAR, this would probably be perfectly within reason. Now, a C2 discussion, as we talked about C2. So look at the C1. I believe there's a case to be made that there's actually a C1 hardship here. Because we reviewed that area, the 50 by 100 lots, that's the way it was developed. These homes are all built in about the same time frame. If you drive the neighborhood, very consistent construction. If we look at our exhibits, you can see those homes. It appears that at some later date, the zoning was changed, zoning them out of compliance. The undersized lots restricted the dwelling size and the impervious coverage sizes. I think that could be a hardship. And I'm sorry, the second exhibit with the maximum lot coverage is the second exhibit you have. That's where you could see 37 lots within 200 feet and 26 of them over on impervious. So I think it goes either a C2 criteria discussion or a C1. But either way, I think we're promoting several purposes of the MLUO. We're proposing to renovate existing family dwelling, which is clearly consistent with the neighborhood and with your master plan and somewhat with your zoning ordinance. We are conforming to the building envelope. We're not going outside. We're providing light, air, and open space. It's a critical point. We're not requesting a density variance because we are building an appropriate size home. We are improving this dwelling to meet the needs of an Edison family. They live here, they've been here for years. The applicant works for the township, he's raising his family in the township, and they want to stay, and they like their house, they just want to update it and renovate it and make it fit their needs. And finally, purpose I, we are proposing to improve an older home, giving you a positive visual environment. As far as the negative criteria, I see no substantial detriment to the public good and no substantial impairment to the intent and purpose of your zoning plan or zoning ordinance. As discussed above, the lot area and lot width are substantially consistent with the neighborhood, and lots all the lots surrounding have the same limitations. The FAR, you have to discuss if the property can accommodate the problems associated with the increased floor area, and we can. We have proper parking, proper setbacks, proper light, air, and open space. This isn't a builder who's buying or trying to maximize a lot for profit. This is your Edison Township family living here and wants to stay in this building, and they like the area, like the neighborhood, and they have a growing family that they want to accommodate. I feel the variances can be taken with appropriate residential development and are consistent with the immediate neighborhood. Now, as far as FAR, just one last thing on the FAR, because I know this board always asks me to look at the houses within 200, 300 feet for an FAR variance. I did look, again, using Google Earth, trying to see if I could determine that. It appears the homes in the area are very consistent with our existing home. So I didn't feel comfortable enough giving you a map that showed half of them or a third of them over the FAR. I didn't think it was right. I didn't think I could get an accurate enough answer. So I'm going to say that I think the houses in the area are consistent with our existing home. So we're going to make this a little bigger. But I think by developing the side and the rear without those restrictions and setback violations, I think is a good answer. I think it works for the applicant real well, and I think it's a good case for us. And that's my testimony.
DuPont, with regards to the rear and
Mr. Barlow, if you just bring the microphone closer.
Sorry.
Thank you so much, appreciate that.
with regards to the rear and side yard setbacks, we're meeting them, correct?
We are.
And in terms of any potential negative impact on the neighbors, that's important, correct?
Absolutely.
So we're not going to be encroaching on the neighbors with the addition, either the side neighbors or the rear neighbors, correct?
That is correct.
And in terms of the new bulk variances, we just have the one for impervious lot coverage that you testified to, correct?
Correct.
Considering that the proposal meets the rear and side yard setbacks, does that weigh in favor of the grant of the FAR variance?
Absolutely.
And the testimony you've given today from a planning perspective, is that to a reasonable degree of certainty in your chosen field of expertise?
Yes, it is.
I don't have any other questions for Mr. DuPont. Mr.
Thank you very much. Does the board have any questions, Mr. DuPont?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chapman?
Mr. DuPont, between the two exhibits that you gave, I see that various of the lots were hashed out, saying conforming lots. Could you just explain that? What's the difference between both exhibits and why some of them are hashed out?
Absolutely. So the first exhibit talks about, it talks about lot area, lot width, and lot depth, and that's all. It doesn't discuss impervious coverage at all. So the lots that are shown as conforming with the black hashes, those meet all the requirements of the zone. The red is obviously our property, and the green are the non-conforming lots within 200 and 300 feet of our property.
Okay, that's only for the lot coverage. Okay, I see
That's
what you
And
did.
the second one, right, the second one specifically looked at impervious, based on Google Earth.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. Thank you for the clarification.
We thought if we combined the two, it would get
Got
a
it. No,
little
this
too
makes more
messy.
sense.
Yeah. a little messy.
And again, just to deal with the bulk variances.
Thanks.
Any other questions, Mr. DuPont? Seeing none? Mr. Taveras?
Are we expecting anybody to testify, or this is it?
I wasn't planning on calling anyone unless, if anyone was here from the neighborhood in opposition, I was going to
Mr.
address
DuPont
it.
is also certified as an engineer and accepted as an engineer if you have engineering questions. Mr.
Okay,
Taveras.
so, Mr. Chairman, based on everything that I hear, I think this property is too small, house is too big for the property. I would like to make a recommendation with the board's permission. Maybe between 44 to 54%, you are asking almost 10% more on FAR. Maybe we can meet halfway, come at 49% somewhere. And also that would improve your lot coverage as well from 50% to bring it down to 45%.
As to the FAR variance, if we could take a short break and let me speak to my client as to where, because again, we're trying to keep the daughter's bedrooms equal, and where we would probably have to take the space is on the second floor in the rear of the house where the two princess bedrooms are. So let me see where we can work with that. In terms of, was the second question as to impervious coverage?
So when you cut back on the first floor level, not external first floor level, and you have overhang on the second floor, you might get some FAR back from the first floor. That would improve your impervious coverage as well.
What I would, if I could propose a counter to that so we don't lose the first floor. If you see on the plans, on the back, there's a concrete patio, which
Okay.
doesn't really serve any purpose other than to maximize the impervious coverage. And it's 11 feet by 19 feet. If we were to remove that concrete patio, that would be a 4.18% reduction. It would take out 203 square feet. So that would reduce impervious coverage from 52 and change to about 48%.
So there's a discrepancy here. I see that in your variance application, you have 54% proposed versus the zoning board is telling me the applicant is looking for 56% proposed. Is that FAR 54% or 56%? What's your proposed?
No, the FAR is 54 or 44. And if I can get a short break, I think I can perhaps address your concern there and bring that down. I was talking about impervious coverage.
I get it, Mr. This 56%. Where do you get the 56%?
Yeah, that was, yeah. You're submitting for 54%, correct?
FAR.
FAR.
Typo?
Yes, that was not going to deny.
So I'll explain to you just what they're looking at, just because I was looking, this caught my attention back when I was reviewing the file. So if you review page 3, so denial of application from the assistant zoning official, it refers to the FAR proposed at 0.56. However, your FAR certification that you submitted to the town with your application is 0.54. So that's, I think, where we saw the discrepancy. So as a result of that, since your certification's at 0.54, we're taking your 0.54.
Yes, we're starting at 0.54, and I'll see if there's
Okay.
something we can do to bring it down. With regards to impervious coverage, which I think was the other half of your question, where we're over 40's allowed, 52.44 is what we proposed. If we remove that concrete patio, that would remove 203 square feet, because it's 11 by 19, and I can have Mr. Benderi testify to that if the board wants that testimony. That should reduce by 4.18%, which would get us to about 48%, where 40 is allowed, if that would be something that the board would be amenable to.
Get it, but at the same time, you need to reduce the FAR as well, correct?
Yes, but I can do that on the second floor, potentially, not on the first floor.
Right, see what you can do, how you want to do it. Spend your time with your client and get back to us.
How long do you want?
5 minutes?
5 minutes?
Okay, you got it. All right, so we'll take a 5-minute recess.
Thanks. So that's what I'm going based on 40 and 50, I'm giving 45. Then, where does 44 comes from?
44 is FAR.
He gives planning testimony.
44 is FAR when they originally submitted to
Good, okay. All right, the board will return to session. Mr. Barlow. Thank you. Could you just bring the microphone closer? Thank you.
I got it.
You break it, you buy it.
Mr. Bandera, you and I had an opportunity to speak, and you heard the board's comments. So I've explained to you that if we reduce the size of the second floor from 1,221 square feet to 1,011 square feet, that's going to bring us to a 2,497 square foot home, which would bring the FAR ratio down to 49.94%. You understand that?
Correct.
And you're okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
And I've also talked to you about the impervious coverage, and you understand that if we get rid of that 11 by 19 concrete patio in the back, we're going to reduce impervious coverage by 4.18%. You understand that?
Yes.
And then in order to further reduce impervious coverage, we discussed if we shorten the driveway by 9 feet. So members of the board, the driveway, instead of ending where the new addition would be, it would end where the existing house ended. So we'd be removing a 9 by 13 foot section of the driveway. You understand that?
Yes.
And that would further reduce impervious coverage by 2.34%.
Yes.
So there'd be a total reduction of impervious coverage of 6.52%. And I was just trying to do the math real quick. Means we would be at 45.92%. So perhaps we could round up and call it 46% for impervious coverage proposed. And you'd be okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
Having indicated those changes to the plans, Mr. Chairman, if the board members have any questions, I've provided as A3 an exhibit which would set forth the calculation and the proposed square footage.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Banderi or Mr. Barlow with regard to the changes? Mr. Savvy? You good? Okay, all right. Anyone else? Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't have any other witnesses at this time.
Okay, all right. So we will now go out to the public. Anyone within 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard, if you're within 200 feet of the subject site, you received the notice via certified mail. Please approach. Anyone from outside 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close public portion.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chairman O'Gorman, second by Mr. Schneider. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Public portion is now closed. Mr. Barlow, do you have any summation?
Just briefly, as you've heard from the testimony, this is an Edison guy with an Edison family, works for Edison, wants to stay in Edison, and his only option is to build an addition on his house. You've heard the testimony as to why it's needed. I believe the applicant has worked with the board to try and alleviate the concerns the board had with regards to the variances that were sought. I believe it's a good compromise for the project and for his family, and I would ask that the board grant the approvals as amended on the record.
Okay, thank you very much, and I'll go to the board.
Right, Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Dave.
for the record, we do all live in Edison as well.
I guess I meant it's not a builder speculating just for
I got it.
profit.
All right, so, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the application. The applicant has met all the negative and positive criteria. The site is particularly suited for the intended use, and we understand the hardship. The use is not detriment to the public good and public safety as appropriate, with the condition that the new FAR would be no more than 50%, so 49.94%. And the impervious coverage would be reduced to 45.92%, no more than 46%. There are no objectors. This motion will incorporate all of the testimony of the applicant, attorney, planners, engineers, and members of the board, as well as all the conditions we discuss here as part of the approval.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Dave, seconded by Mr. Sadata. Roll call, please.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. DeVay?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Sadaha?
Yes to the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes on the motion.
And Chairman Kumba.
Yes on the motion. Thank you so much for working with the board, and congratulations, unanimous approval.
Good luck.
Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z27, 2025, Bharat Sen Karan at 4 Brandywine Court. Applicant is seeking bulk and use variances for the addition to the existing single-family dwelling. The following standards have not been met. Max FAR required is 37%, proposed is 40%. Max lot coverage by building required is 20%, proposed is 26%. Affected property is located in the RB zone, designated as block number 343, lot number 5 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Is the applicant here? Sir, please approach, have a seat.
My apologies. My lawyer had to step out for a minute to the restroom for a medical issue. She'll be back in like a couple of minutes.
Not a problem. I hope she's okay. Do you need a few minutes?
No, I'm okay. I mean, if you want, I can start.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we can, as soon as she comes back, she'll.
Oh, you have an attorney?
I have an attorney and I have.
Oh, okay, okay.
She just had to step out to the restroom. She had a medical issue. She'll be right
Okay.
back. Yeah.
Do you need 5 minutes?
Up to you guys.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you tell me if you need 5 minutes. If otherwise, I'll go to the next case. I need to try and keep the train running down the track here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, then give me 5 minutes would be great. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna take a 5-minute recess.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Hey, come on. I'm sorry.
The board return to session.
Good evening, and I'm sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
No problem.
I'm here on behalf of the applicant who owns 4 Brandywine Court, Edison, New Jersey. They are seeking 2 different variances. One of them is for building coverage, but that is an existing condition. That is not something my client did. That's how the property was inherited. But the one he's seeking variance is FAR, which is going to make the ratio from 0.37 to 0.41. So it's not, and that will be due to the addition of the second floor.
Counsel, can you just put your name on the forward for the record, please?
Sure. My name is Kamlika Gill. I'm an attorney in Edison, New Jersey.
Great, thank you.
At this point, if it's okay with you, I would like to call the homeowner, please.
Please do.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name for the record.
My name is Bharat Sankaran. Would you like me to spell that, please, sir?
Please, for the court reporter.
It's a Bharat as in Tango. Last name Sankaran.
Thank you.
Mrs. Sankaran, when did you buy this house?
I bought this in 2019.
Okay. And who else lives there with you?
Currently, I live there with my wife and my 7-year-old son and my 2-year-old son, and we are also planning to potentially have our parents live with us.
Okay, so why are you here today?
So first of all, I would say thank you to this board for the opportunity to speak in front of you today. I really appreciate it. So we are a young family with like pretty deep roots in the community. And so we've been here for about 6 years, and we would like to stay here for a lot longer. And we are requesting this variance in order to help us and our family live comfortably in our house. And so as good neighbors, we want to make sure we follow all the rules. And that's the reason why we are here today. And so our family is at a little bit of a pivotal moment. We have a new 2-year-old, and we are also hoping for my parents to come and live with us. And so as anybody who knows with like children and older parents living with you, we are just looking for some space. Currently, our house is a 3-bedroom ranch with like 4 bathrooms, so that's the good piece. But with just 3 bedrooms and hoping to have about 6 people stay, our house is bursting at the seams. And so we just want to create like a safe and nurturing space for our family to stay with us, and that's the reason why I'm here today.
Well, why not just move to a different house?
We love the community, we love the neighbors. So my sons go to Edison Public Schools, and they have a lot of friends over there. And again, like, I mean, in our neighborhood, most of the houses in our neighborhood are much larger than ours, and most of them, in fact, all of them are 2-story homes. Ours is pretty much the only ranch over there, and that's why we are seeking to basically build a second level so we can continue to live in the community and, you know, basically not have to uproot ourselves into a new space.
When did you learn about the problem with the building coverage? It looks you are like at 26%, and it should be at 20?
I can answer that question, but we also have our architect here. Would you prefer for me to answer that or the architect, sir?
We would prefer the professional.
I'm sorry, sir?
We would prefer your architect.
Oh, my architect answer the question, I presume
Okay,
so.
in that case, I don't have any more questions.
Okay. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Sankaran?
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Chhabra?
So just to get a brief understanding, are you putting a second floor? It looks like the first floor is not being disturbed, the square footage, is that correct?
That is accurate, sir. We are not changing anything to the first floor at all.
Okay, so just adding the second floor, leaving the foundation the same, leaving the first floor the same.
That is absolutely
And
accurate.
all framing for the first floor is staying the same as well?
I am not a rich man, so basically I'm trying to make as little addition to a little change to my first floor as possible. And so absolutely no change at all.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, is there any basement involved with this?
We do have a current basement in our house, but we aren't like doing any modifications or changes to our basement.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
The next witness will be architect Robert Wenthouse. One house.
You raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name for the record.
Robert C. Winehouse.
And Mr. Winehouse, if you could please provide the board with a brief summary of your background and qualifications.
I've been a licensed architect in New Jersey for approximately 40 years. I've presented before the board before.
License are current in good standing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you may proceed. Thank you.
Robert, let's start with where we were asking the question. Could you explain to the board what are we trying to say here in the building coverage as an existing non-conforming condition?
It is a non-conforming condition. We with our strive to stay within the footprint and do a minimum amount of a second floor, trying to keep it under a low profile that would keep the aesthetics of the existing home and not raise it, the visibility to the street that would make it appear larger than it is.
Would this cause any encroachment or inconvenience to the neighbors?
We are within the existing building setbacks.
Sir, are you a licensed professional planner?
I am not.
Okay. So now you're bordering on planning testimony. Actually, you are giving planning testimony. So that can't be considered from you as an architect.
Okay.
Okay.
Other questions?
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Winehouse? Seeing none? Okay, thank you. Counsel?
That's all I have. Only thing I want to point out it is that our FAR is only changing from 0.37 to 0.4. And as far as the building coverage, that's existing condition, and we're not proposing any change to that.
Okay. Do you have a planner?
No, we do not.
Okay. So the board would really need a planner to put some planning testimony on the record.
Okay, okay. So we can get an adjournment and get the planner?
Sure. How long do you think you need?
Yep. 1 month is fine. The October 21st.
Let's see how our secretaries look, how our schedules look. Madam Secretary?
We can carry this to October 21st if that's enough time.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So for anyone here present, for anyone listening at home, this case will be carried until October 21st, 2025, with a meeting beginning at 7 p.m. here in council chambers. If you received a notice, you will not receive another notice. This will serve as your notice. Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z35, 2023, Juana Lopez at 2037 Woodbridge Ave. Applicant is seeking final site plan approval along with previously approved preliminary site plan for bulk and use variances to construct a 2-story multi-use building, commercial with 1 2-bedroom apartment and beauty salon. Affected property is located in the LB zone, designated as block number 240.01, lot number 34 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Good evening, Mr. Shire.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is Bernard Shire, the firm of Convery, and Shire, representing Juana Lopez, the applicant. This is an application simply for final site plan approval. The board on December 17th, 2024, granted a resolution approving preliminary site plan approval and variances. Property in question is 2037 Woodbridge Avenue, block 240.01, lot 34. The approved Plan is to demolish a dilapidated building on the property and construct a multi-use building, a first-floor salon and second-floor two-bedroom apartment based on the restrictions contained in the resolution of approval of preliminary site plan. I have Mr. John DuPont, the engineer and planner, who prepared the plan and participated in the hearings. If there are no preliminary questions, we're ready.
Any preliminary questions for Mr. Shire? Seeing none, you may proceed.
Thank you,
Chairman?
Mr. DuPont.
Oh, pardon, Mr. Bignell.
Maybe I'm a little confused, but the applicant received preliminary site plan approval, use in bulk. And in that approval, there was many conditions of approval that had to be met before he got final. I've gone through this whole thing. I only found one until today, and then I received the second one. And the only reason why the first one was approved was because the board allowed them to have a two-bedroom apartment on the second floor. They're supposed to change their architectural, but it was originally a two-bedroom. They allowed the two-bedroom. And then there was supposed to be a letter from the funeral parlor, Goldstein's Funeral Chapel, allowing them to have 20 years of parking. I got that letter today. But all the other conditions haven't been met yet. So if they were required for preliminary, I don't know why they wouldn't be required for final. So you have to look at my report and understand what I'm talking about.
Mr. Shire.
Mr. Chairman, my understanding of the way it works is that ordinarily we would apply for preliminary and final at the same time.
Yeah.
And they would be granted subject to any conditions, which would then be prepared in compliance plans. We are not disagreeing with any of the remaining outstanding items. And we, assume that would be required in the compliance plans. Obviously, we haven't done any demolition or construction yet. But that's the way preliminary and final are generally handled.
Normally, if just a final approval is granted with the preliminary, but if the board holds off on final, there's a reason why they held off on the final, and it was all these conditions that had to get addressed. Personally, if you want to let them go to a final, I have no problem with that, but the applicant have to understand that they have to provide all that stuff.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, if I may, and Mr. Bignell probably was not made aware of this, the reason final wasn't granted at the original hearing was preliminary was all that was applied for. We did not pay any of the fees for final. That's why we had to come back for final.
Well, I don't remember that, Mr. Chairman, but like I said, I don't have no problem with carrying or allowing the final approval, but he's still going to meet all these conditions, and there's a lot of conditions.
Yeah, we have no problem with any of the conditions.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Darby.
if the applicant has not met all those previous approval conditions, why are we here for?
I'm only here because I'm told to be.
You still need final approval. He still needs final
they
site
gonna-
plan.
So we are going to
Yeah,
go.
sir, if I can answer the question if you want.
Are we going to go over the
The
same
reason
thing
we have
again?
to come back for final is because we only applied for preliminary initially.
I get it, but preliminary or the final, the conditions going to remain the same,
Oh,
correct?
yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
going to comply with them?
Sure, we have no problem with that.
And I have no problem either, just as long as we understand that
Yeah,
these all get carried to the final.
We just needed to come back before the board for final.
Okay, all right.
But there's going to be revised plans, and
Yes,
and
absolutely.
now you got a roadmap, so
For compliance,
Okay,
absolutely.
got it, okay.
that's fine, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right, you may proceed.
So I don't think you need to speak with the engineers or anything. It's just a matter of, we're not changing the site plan at all. We're just meeting these conditions. So that's what I'm trying to get us through here. So if you agree with me that they can carry them, then we just vote on a final and we're out of here. But if not,
So my question is, and Mr. Bignell, maybe you could assist me with this one. On your letter number 2, letter C, applicant needs to submit documentation to satisfy pipeline buffer ordinance at time of site plan approval.
Now, we've already written for the letters. They will have to be.
yeah. And what's
We've had the
happening
same
now
problem
is
over and over again.
the applicant's engineer sent me letters saying he applied for it. That don't count. We either get a letter from the pipeline companies, and I know they're very difficult to deal with, or this board has to grant the waiver and allow them to then have their engineer certified to it, which I don't think Mr. DuPont will do.
No, we will supply the letters from the companies.
Very good. And there's only one other thing that I couldn't make heads or tails out of. If you're not going to redo the architectural plans, the testimony said that they were going to put an air conditioning unit in the flat spot of the roof. Well, that needs to be shown somewhere because I couldn't find a flat spot on the roof. They're all pitched and everything, so you're going to have to really kind of like look at that a little bit.
We're going to have to comply.
Okay. But those are my only concerns, but they get carried to the final.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Shar?
The board then can grant final approval, subject to the conditions set forth in Mr. Bignell and Mr. Carley's letters.
Okay. Mr. Carley?
Mr. Bignell, the opinions of engineers is not merited at this time.
I just wanted to hear from you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So you good, Ms. Shar?
I'm sorry?
You're good? That's your case?
I'm good, sir.
Okay. All right. So we'll now go out to the public. Anyone within 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard? If you're within 200 feet, you received a notice via certified mail. Anyone from outside 200 feet wanting to be heard? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close public portion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Chabra, second by Mr. Schneider. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Public portion is now closed. Ms. Shar, do you have any summation?
No, just happy to be here for finally on this one.
All right, so we'll now go to the board.
Mr. Chairman, we're going to make a motion for this, to approve this application for the final site plan approval subject to all the conditions going to be met, preliminary conditions met.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Dave, second by Mr. Sadada. Roll call, please.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. DeVay?
Yes on the motion.
Mr. Sadaha?
Yes to the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes to the motion.
And Chairman Combo.
Yes on the motion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, any other business coming before the board this evening?
That'll be all this evening.
Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schneider, second by Mr. Sadada. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Board stands adjourned. Thank you, everyone.